Hey guys and gals, let's take a look at the Dried Flower Centerpiece by Lego Icons. This is from their botanical collection. Set number 10314 contains 812 bricks. And, I mean, I'm not much of dry flowers. It looks like something you'd see maybe for the holidays or something, maybe for fall harvest. That's what it looks like on the back, and look how bright the colors do pop out on a white background versus the back. And this model here is about 16 inches wide by 8 inches tall, or 8 inches in depth. It's hard to say on here. And doesn't look too bad. Oh, what's the centimeters? 47 centimeters by 13 centimeters. So this should be a bit different to put together. I do see some new bricks in there. But what is the build quality of this? Will this keep my interest? Let's head over to the Lego table, take a closer look. Here's the Dried Flower Centerpiece all assembled, and yes, for the most part it does look pretty interesting. But if you notice, the colors are a bit muted, so the camera's not broken or anything. Everything is kind of on the soft, dull side. There's not really a whole lot to it. I think this is a Gardenia, if I can remember, that we got the rose and some other various flowers and some... I think these are corn stalks. I don't know. I can't remember. And this is essentially what it is. And this can be expanded on too. You can buy 2 more of these sets. They do come with the brackets that you can make. And you can split this apart to make a whole entire arrangement where you can put like a candle or something in the middle. And I think 1 is enough for me. So... despite the muted colors and stuff, it was an okay build. It was an average build, which leaves jumping right into the review. What is my build experience? How was it? It was okay. It was an average build experience for me. Some things were a bit repetitious, especially building these right here. You got a bunch of these gears, this rose bush, putting a couple of these petals on it, starting to get repetitious, lots of flowers, lots of repetitious building. Now, when I was building this, I noticed bags 1 and 4 were essentially the same thing. They were just mirrored. So if you're building this set, let that be known that those 2 bags are pretty much similar if you want to speed up through the build. And bags 2 and 5 were slightly the same. At the beginning, they were the same, and then towards the end, the builds were starting to show their differences. So that was probably the only thing. And then bags 3, 6, and 7 were different. I believe that this build was broken down to where 2 people can build simultaneously. So you'll have one member build this portion and another member building this. So you can combine both pieces together to make one complete display, which is pretty cool. And I'd like to see more of those sets like this breaking down to where 2 or more people can build together. It's always a good little group project. Build quality. For the most part, it's average. I had some things fall off on me, like a couple of these little flower things. Had a couple of these things get loose. A couple of these petals here will come off if you're not too careful. So basically, this is just meant to be admired. Okay? It's nothing to be roughed housed with or anything like that. It's just basically once you build it, you display it. So that's pretty much what it is. And it can be also hung on a wall. Now, picking this up, you gotta be very careful. Just be very gentle. We got some wall hangers on the back here. Would I want to hang this on the wall? Yeah, I mean, I think it looks better as a table ornament than anything else. So I don't think I'd want to hang this on my wall unless it's part of a larger flower arrangement. Could this be dropped in a Lego city? No. You could probably borrow some of the flowers out of this to put in your city, but for the most part, no. I mean, it's just not city ready. Could you expand on this and make a mock? Sure. Since we have this, we could probably come in here and make a few more arrangements like this and just expand on the build a bit more and get creative and make different arrangements that go along with this. Now, you could just swap these colors out with more cheerful colors. Like you can replace these with bright yellow, put some nice dark green spruce trees and leaf elements in here and bright reds and stuff like that. I think this would really pop out. Take this dull looking rose, make that into a bright red. or even white would be cool. Put a little bit of blue in here and stuff. I think this would really pop out. So that's part of the mock experience for this. You can actually change this out and make it even better than what it is. Even if this is meant to be dried flowers, I think they'd look better if they were living. Some more bright, vivid colors would make this build stand out. Now, the Dried Flower Centerpiece retails for $49.99, and you get an 812 bricks. Is it worth it? For the build experience for me and the quality and stuff, I'd say it's average. So I think, you know, $50 for a set like this. To display it would be pretty cool. And the thing about this is, since it is dried flowers, well, you obviously don't have to water it, but it's not going to get all brittle and fall apart, except for some of the reddish brown pieces that are in there. But for the most part, though, I think it is worth that. If you're going to display it, let's say, on your dining room table or in a cubicle or something like that, this would work really good for displaying during fall. And I got to be careful with these. These may come apart here. But as for an everyday thing, yeah, I don't know. It's just the colors that are kind of pushing me away from this build. So tell me what you think. Is this set worth $49.99? Would this be something you're interested in? Let me know in the comments below. For me, it was just an average build.